Hi, welcome. I'm Cheryl. This is Your Journey Yoga. Today we're going to focus on our hips. Happy, healthy hips, improving range of motion, hopefully getting rid of some pain or some discomfort that you might be having. Flexibility and mobility in the hips, guys, is so important with each day that goes by. So we're going to do some gentle, kind mobility stretches and hopefully just getting those hips feeling fantastic. So starting today in a cross-legged position, we're going to reach to the sky. We're going to pull the hands through heart center and we're just going to walk it forward. We're going to support with the weight of the hands as much as you need to and just come forward. Feel that stretch to the lower back, into those hips. If it feels good to you, walk it forward even further. A little added bonus stretch in that lower back and into the shoulders. So taking note of which leg is in front, because we will do both sides. Slowly walking your hands back up. We're going to bring the hands behind us and we're going to open up those feet. So that's why I say take note of which foot is in front. And we're going to rock those hips side to side. Just little windshield wipers. Slow and steady. Keeping lifted through the chest, staying strong through the core, and just let those knees flow side to side. So that internal and external rotation of the head of the femur through that hip joint, notice what's going on. Do you feel any discomfort? Do you feel any little hitch in your get along? Let's bring it back to center. Coming up, sliding those feet forward just a little bit. Hands are going to be to the top of your feet and just hinge it forward. As we hinge forward, the tummy and chest come right through the legs, a little tuck of your chin towards your chest, and again, that little bonus stretch in the lower back. Starting at the tailbone, slowly roll it up, one vertebra at a time. And we cross those legs, other leg is in front. If you weren't sure, and now you get here and you're like, oh, nope, it's the other one. Just switch it. And we bring those hands forward, walking it out as low as feels good to you. So checking in with those knees, making sure the knees are happy, ankles are happy. That external rotation of those knees, causing that external rotation through the hip joint, and that nice stretch in the outer hip. And then slowly walk those hands back up. Rocking back, slide down towards the top of your mat. Bring the knees in and roll it back onto your back. We're going to bring the hands, palms of the hands to the tops of the knees, and we're going to pull those knees out and away from us. We're going to keep our big toes touching. We're going to open up the knees and close them. Open them and close them. So just as you open and close, fine tune with your breath. Exhale as you open. Inhale as you close. So we're not rushing the movement. We're moving at the pace of our breath. Let's do two more. Working the inner thighs. Flexibility, yep, mobility through those hips. And back to center. And we're going to take both knees and we're going to make a big circle. So we're only going to go as far as maybe you bring your fingertips to your knees to allow a little bit more extension and flexion. So those knees are going out and coming in. We're kind of rocking side to side through the pelvis. We're keeping the core strong. Let's do one more rotation, and then we're going to bring the knees in and switch directions. So keeping the fingertips touching the knees, just making that rotation as big as feels right to you. Really doesn't have to be too crazy. Coming back to center, placing that left foot to the mat, right ankle crosses over the left knee, and we're going to press that right knee out and away. Breathe. How do you feel? You can stay right here, or we're going to draw the knees in and we're going to reach that right hand through that little window, interlacing your fingers behind that left thigh and pulling the knees in. Drawing the shoulder blades down against the mat. Breathe. Stretching through that outer hip, making sure that right knee is happy. If you like intensifying the stretch, we straighten that left leg and flex that left foot. Now all of a sudden we get that bonus stretch and down the hamstring, down the calf, the Achilles tendon in that left leg, and a deeper stretch in that right hip. Another added little bonus, if you want to, lift your upper body. So as we close the gap between the legs, that intensifies everything and then engages those core muscles. Breathe. Gently releasing the upper body, releasing the intensity with the arms, bend that left knee. Release your hands, extend them out to a T, left foot to the mat, and we're going to slide both knees to the left. Keeping that right knee pointed towards the sky. If you are able, getting that right foot to the mat. If it's not quite coming to the mat, it's okay. We're going to actively press that right knee out and away. You should feel this really nice stretch all through the hip into the lower back on that right side. Maybe turn and take your gaze out over that right arm. Close your eyes, let your chin just gently fall towards your collarbone or your shoulder. We bring our gaze back to center and slowly bring the knees back to center, and then we're going to let those knees fall to the right. Outside of the knee is just gently being pressed by the outside of that right ankle. And we turn and look out over that left arm. Breathe. Big, full, deep breaths, guys, are what are going to help let go. Your body's job is to keep you safe, right? So it's going to guard and activate the muscles it needs to activate to keep you safe. So to add those stretches and to really get an effective stretch, we hold and allow the body to realize we're not going to ask too much too soon and to really, really just surrender in. So just this beautiful stretch all down that left side. Slowly roll it back to center. Bring your gaze back to center, placing your right foot to the mat, left ankle above the right knee, and we pull the knees in. Reaching that left hand through that window, interlace your fingers behind that right thigh, and gently pull. Draw those shoulder blades down against the earth. Nestle those knees in towards your chest. Checking in with all different parts of the body. Make sure everything is good. Never wanting to cause pain. Pain causes inflammation, and that's never a good thing. Extending right leg and add a flex of the foot. You don't have to. You can keep that knee bent. That feels pretty good. If you like, lifting that upper body, chin towards the chest, closing that gap between the legs and the torso. So always being mindful, recognizing the difference between a pain scale and a stretch scale, right? So the stretch scale, we always want to stay below like an 8. Pain scale, we want to stay below a 2. If you have a 1 or a 2, I would say back off. No pain. Slowly releasing the upper body back down, releasing the intensity with the arms, bending that right knee. Release your hands, right foot to the mat, extend your arms out to a T. We keep that left knee pointed towards the sky and we roll the knees to the right. Left sole of the foot, can you find the floor? If you can't quite find it and it's hovering, it's okay. Pressing actively that knee out and away. Turn and take your gaze out over that left arm. And breathe. Do you notice one side's a little more challenging than the other? I certainly do. And that's normal. Our bodies are not mirror images of each other. I want you to just find a sense of gratitude in being able to move in any direction, as much range as you have, knowing that we are doing good things for our bodies, our mind, and our heart. We are showing ourselves grace and kindness. Slowly roll it back to center. Bring your gaze back to center. And then slowly let your knees fall to the left, controlled. And that outside of that left ankle is gently pressing along the outside of that right knee as you turn and take your gaze out over your right arm. Find your breath. Let gravity do the work here. You just breathe. Let go. Let down that guard. Be present. I just noticed I was holding a whole lot of tension in my shoulders. Relax. Breathe. When you got tension going on in one part of your body, it's really hard for the rest of the body to relax. And slowly we roll it back to center. Drawing that left knee in and then the right. Bring the hands to the shins. Pull it in nice and tight. And lift the soles of the feet towards the sky. Open your knees to about the width of your hip or the rib cage, or your hips are just beyond. We're going to reach up and take a hold of the ankles or maybe the soles of your feet. We're going to press the tailbone down towards the earth. Draw those shoulder blades down towards the earth, flattening out your spine as best you can. You can stay right here, working to get that spine long as you can, or take a hold and pull, using the strength of those arms. Breathe. Letting that range of motion just happen. Using the strength of the arms and gravity here to pull down. And then slowly begin to extend those legs. Make them long. We work to keep that tailbone down, shoulder blades down, and we just open up those legs as much as you wish. You can take a hold of the ankles. You can actually have your hands to the inside for that extra weight. You can flex your feet for a little deeper stretch. Hamstrings, inner thighs. You can take a hold of the big toes for that extra weight too. You don't have to work quite so hard and push. You can just really relax the weight of those arms down. Helps if you have shorter legs. Now release those arms, let the arms be heavy, flex your feet, rotate those toes towards the ground, and then ever so slowly lift those legs. Kicking up those adductor muscles, closing that gap. Heels touch, toes touch, M point. Breathe, pull those knees back in, hands to the shins. Bring one foot to the mat, and then the other. We bring the soles of the feet together and allow those knees to open out wide. Hands can rest down by your sides. You can rest your hands on your hips. I love that, just the energy within us. We're working to bring those hips to a better place. Breathe. A reclined butterfly. If this is not the most comfortable place for you, you are welcome to bring blocks, blankets, or pillows to support underneath your knees. That can be really, really nice and very beneficial in allowing the body to surrender into this pose. Slowly we close those knees, opening those arms out to the side. We're going to heel toe those feet out to the outside edge of your mat or just beyond. We're going to keep the pelvis as level as possible, and we're going to draw that right knee in. So I kind of finagle that foot as much as I need to be able to draw the inside of that right knee down. So this big internal rotation through the head of the femur, I want you to notice that right hip staying flat. There's this tendency to rock like we did with the windshield wipers. Mindful. Keeping the core strong, just moving through the hip joint. Rest of the body is steady, solid. And then gently release that right side. And then that left knee. If you need to shimmy that foot out or in a little bit, make it happen. Really working to keep that pelvis as flat and as level as possible. You can always put that left hand on your hip just to kind of be mindful. Noticing if one side you have a little more rotation than the other. Like I said, we're not mirror images. Be kind, don't judge. It's just learning about ourselves. The places we need a little extra work. There I was, holding that tension in my shoulders again. Relax. Are you doing the same thing I was? Let it go. And then gently release that left side. Heel toe those feet in. Pull one knee in and then the other. Gently rock side to side. That just feels super good. We just did a lot of work for those hips through the pelvis. Just helps realign the pelvis. One great thing to really help that pelvis stay strong, be solid, is our glutes. We're going to finish with our bridge pose, placing one foot to the mat and then the other. Hands come down by your sides. Little pelvic tilt, small the back presses against the earth, and then we're going to slowly press through our heels as you lift your hips towards the sky. That pelvic tilt, so nice to be mindful and aware of how to do. That pelvic tilt and release. Pelvic tilt, squeeze and release. Pelvic tilt, holds and lift. Squeezing those buns, activating the hamstrings. Bringing the hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Let's roll those shoulders underneath us, opening up that chest. Oh my gosh, does that feel good? Pressing through the heels. Just a couple good breaths here. Releasing the hands, unroll one shoulder and then the other. Slowly we lower down one vertebra at a time. Arms extend out to a T. We draw those knees in towards the chest and let both knees fall to the left. Turning and taking your gaze out over that right arm. Close your eyes. I just want to thank you for joining me today. I hope this felt amazing. Inhale it back to center and then over to the right. Take your gaze out over that left arm. I know that a lot of folks that I work with, hips are kind of their number one. They're like, hey, can we work on hips? Hopefully you found that we hit a lot of different areas throughout the hips, throughout the pelvis. There's a whole lot of stretches that we can do. I hope today's were great. I hope they were just what you needed. Coming back to center, hands behind your thighs. You're welcome to rock yourself up or find a safe way to come up to a seated position. Let's turn. Come into easy pose. How do those hips feel? Better, much better. Let's inhale, reach to the sky. And exhale, pull those hands to heart center. A gentle tuck of your chin towards your chest, a close of your eyes, and just a moment of gratitude to that beautiful body for allowing you to do what you just did. Never taking that for granted. The medicine of movement, powerful and amazing. Gently lift your face, open those beautiful eyes. You guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Be well, have an amazing rest of your day. Take care. And until the next time, light, love, and namaste.